Hello and welcome to the interview. And today we have not just a person, we have an entire club to interview, and a very special club at that. Some people are comparing it to FC Salford, the class of 1992 from Manchester United, who owns it in the United Kingdom. And today we are talking about a club which is a very special club, the only foreign club in the entire Spanish football setup, a club which is owned by none other than the superstar Barcelona defender Gerard Pique. And we have Ferran Vilaseca actually runs the club on behalf of Cosmos Holding, the company that Gerard Pique founded. Welcome to the interview. Ferran, it's a pleasure. Ferran is the president of FC Andorra, and he is going to tell us what are the dreams of the club, how the club has had a fairy tale journey so far. So over to you, Ferran. The first question, how does it feel after a couple of years where you are right now? What's the road ahead in the next 5 years for FC Andorra?
Well, first of all, I'm very glad to be here with you. Thank you very much for the opportunity to explain a little bit more what is FC Andorra. FC Andorra is a project that we love very much here at Cosmos. It's a dream come true for many of the people involved. It's not only me, there's a lot of people behind this project from Cosmos, from Clayton, and from which are the two main partners of the project, as well as all the people involved and the staff. It's been so far an incredible journey, an incredible experience. We took the club when we were in fifth division here in Spain. We are now at what it's called Primera División de la Real Federación Española, which is the third division. And we promote, we did the playoff to promote last year, but we didn't make it. But we have great and high expectations for this year. But the journey has been amazing. I mean, it's football is an incredible industry, and we're very pleased to be involved in this particular and original project.
So, Eder, when it comes to like FC Andorra, I'm sure you get this question a lot. Why particularly FC Andorra? Cosmos has the amount of clout that they could have taken over another club or taken over another project. What specifically pulled you towards FC Andorra that you chose this is the club for us?
I think it's a mixture of a strategic decision as well as opportunity cost. I think the Andorra opportunity passed in front of us, and we realized that it has very good strengths. It's the only, team in the Spanish league that is from outside Spain that has a country behind them or behind us. And we thought that was very unique. It's kind of the Monaco of Spain. And we thought that it was a challenging project, and it was different, And one thing that we like to do here at Cosmos is do disruptive or take over disruptive sporting opportunities. And we thought Andorra was really a good fit and a project to go for it and develop it over the years. And I think, to be honest, it was a good opportunity. It was a good decision, and we're doing the right steps. Although it's not easy sometimes, but it's true that it's paying off, I think.
How has your experience been so far as the president of such a fast rising club like FC Andorra?
Well, as I said, it's been amazing. I mean, I try to bother as little as possible. I try not to be in the middle. I think that there's people that need to run the day-to-day operations, and then they need to be empowered to do that, such as Eder, such as Jaume. And then, of course, having Gerard leading as well the project, it's difficult to challenge some of their football knowledge, but just trying to do my part of the job, trying to be when needed and support the team as much as possible, and when my family allows, so very excited. It's been a tremendous journey, and I think all the people at Cosmos, Laura, Mark, Joan, Alex, the people from Cosmos and from Clayton that we are behind this project, we're just very thrilled and amazed.
And of course, the question that would have come to you right off the bat, Gerard Pique. Tell us about his involvement with the club. How does he look forward to the club? Where are you looking at in terms of, I think, where you are, your growth has been fast. It has been, as I mentioned, a fairy tale journey. Are you going to ensure that do you have a vision where you are going to be playing in La Liga very soon? Because I think you are near the top of the 3rd division.
The day that we bought the club, Gerard was very, very keen on saying, we want this club to be in 1st division. And that's the idea and the route that we have taken since day one, which is doing things from step by step, humbly, but with a lot of ambition. We want to be in 1st division. It's not an easy journey. It's not something that investing money, you get that for granted. No. Football is a very particular and very difficult industry, and to promote, it's not only about money. It's not only about having the best player. It's putting together the right squad, the right synergies between the squad and the club, and being a bit lucky, to be honest. Okay, but yes, definitely that's our main ambition. We want to be playing in 1st division. And as far as how is Gerard involvement, Gerard is the president of Cosmos Group. At Cosmos, we have many different investment into football opportunities, being FC Andorra one of them. He loves this project. He's very much involved, but he has one main duty, which is playing for FC Barcelona, which he does pretty well, I might say. And when he has spare time, he definitely is very much involved into FC Andorra.
196 kilometers away from the Camp Nou, sitting at 4,000 feet above the sea level, and also just 560 people in your stadium, in your home stadium. So when do you, number one, are planning a new stadium, and when do you actually want to hear the Champions League anthem playing in your stadium?
Well, that's not an easy question, but okay. First of all, I think Andorra was not, or football was not their number one priority. Okay, basketball has done a tremendous job. They're playing at the 1st division in Spain. Outstanding performance over the last years. Rugby is also a very popular sport because of the French influence that we don't have in Spain that much. So we need to find our place within the Andorra framework, sports framework, and sports fan base. I think in the first game we only had 43 fans, attending at the initial game when we took over the club. And now, as an average, we have an average between 500 to 900 per game. The Spanish Cup, I think we had almost 1,800 spectators, which is a very decent number for us, or very, very good number. And even one important thing that you have to bear in mind is that Andorra is not an easy country in terms of having an area to put a stadium, because it's there's a lot of mountains. So we need to find the right location to actually establish our home ground. We are now, thanks to the government, using a facility that historically has been for the rugby, and we are now sharing with rugby. So it's not an easy environment. We have to also practice somewhere else. So we definitely need to find the right spot and location to actually have our home run, and that we are working on it. So sometimes we are growing too fast in sporting wise, and from a club perspective, it's difficult to keep up with our sporting performance, but that's our challenge and our goal. We need to keep on reaching the expectations and reaching and keeping up with the sporting achievements.
So Ferran, we've actually seen a lot of data analytics enter like the top tier in European football. Like, how does a small club like FC Andorra use data and analytics at their level to actually get a step up on a bigger club?
I mean, we have our own resources, which are little compared to like the powerhouses that they have a lot of resources. But we do believe very much in stats, in analytics. I mean, every week we receive the analytics from the games. We receive the analytics of the team that we will face the next week. We're not. I mean, it's not like Moneyball, because I think that's taking that into an extreme. But I think we want to get there. I mean, all of the teams, little by little now in Europe. I think this is something that we're learning from the States, from the United States sports, which is like treating stats, treating analytic as something very important while developing your own project. So when signing, when understanding why the club, the squad is not doing good, what are the reasons? There's always numbers behind that. So we definitely taking that route.
What I want to know about people like Ludovic Clement, right? Stayed in the club for most of his career. I want to know about these players who you want to talk about, and also the upcoming players. Are there players who you see would be one day coming out of the system and playing for their respective countries, like playing for Spain, maybe, or Andorra, of course?
I mean, Ludo has been an example for us. And when I said that there's some tough decisions you need to make, one was Ludo, which was at the beginning playing 5th, 4th, and 3rd division. And at some point, he was also at a point that it was the right time to retire. He remained at the club. Now he still plays with in Andorra. There's also an Andorra League that they play Champions or UEFA competitions, and he still plays for one of these teams. Okay, but he always be one of the main captains of FC Andorra. So we want to create that. We want to create, and we would love with the young lads that they're coming from the youth divisions that we have more Ludovic Clementes. Okay, but that's not something you can do in one day. You need time for that. But that's definitely a goal.
So Ferran, like, how important has it been for a club like FC Andorra to get an academy players who feel connected to the club, who feel connected to the project, like are completely convinced of what the club is trying to achieve? How important is that mentality to engrave in academy players or even young players these days?
I think that's key. That's very important. You need to start from the foundations of the club. We started right from the top. It's true that Andorra didn't have like a big youth squad. We're very proud of the deal we have reached with Gymnastic Manresa, which is a village or a town in the middle of Catalonia, in between Barcelona and Andorra, that's very well located to attract young players. And we have acquired the club in order to be our youth squad. So we are bringing into our organization, a lot of knowledge and a lot of potential players, and we are now we're doing the strategic plan so that all the young players drink out of this FC Andorra style DNA. So that's also an amazing project, not as flashy as the one we were discussing, but definitely the foundations and the grassroots of our project.
Right. So, Ferran, you talked about how the success of FC Andorra has brought about a sort of a revolution regarding football in the country itself. So, how much of an impact do you think it can have on the Andorran national team as well?
I think we have to be honest here. At the beginning, and that's one of the things that it was difficult to do. When we started, our team had maybe 4 or 5 national Andorran players playing at the squad. But when you start growing, when you start promoting, you need to get more, or you need to get the teams ready to compete in a higher divisions. So one of the toughest decisions at some point was to release some of these Andorran players. Okay, so in the short term, it's not an easy synergy that we have, but we are working side by side with the Andorran Football Federation to actually, embrace our youth schools, to embrace our goals and achievements, so that we can create that base for the national federation, so that more Andorran players, come up from the lower divisions. So on the long term, yes, that's definitely a goal and something we want to achieve.
The beautiful Catalan influence on your football, right? The John Cruyff philosophy that you are trying to follow. How is that affecting not just FC Andorra, but football at large, with Andorra as a country?
I think we are looking and we are searching for our own style. We have influences from different styles. It's true that having Gerard on board and having this FC Barcelona DNA, it's a reality. I mean, the way we play, the way we treat the ball, the way we train, I think we definitely have an influence from that. Other than that, we are creating our own style. We are FC Andorra, and little by little, the teams and the press, they recognize that, and they know us because of that. And that's the beauty of it. I mean, that's something that we are very proud of, that people is recognizing and people is looking at FC Andorra as a club that plays in its own way, in its own style, which might be good for ones or bad for the other ones, but we are recognizable,
And you're talking about the fan base of FC Andorra, Ferran. How many registered ticket holders do you have now? Number 2, your fan base has been increasing. You have been selling the red, yellow, and blue jersey from US to Mexico to France to Austria, everywhere right now. And what has been, so my question would be, what's the fan base right now? And where exactly is the shirt sales right now, the jersey sales?
I mean, I think that's one of our biggest challenge. Okay, as I explained before, we need to capture the attention of the Andorra fan, which is we need to find our place within the different sports framework in Andorra. And one thing I can tell you is that we went from 150, I think it was the day we took over the club, to almost 700. But then COVID happened, so that number lowered a bit, and I think we'll be around 500 members right now, and trying to increase the number on a day-to-day basis. We have realized that there's an interest outside the boundaries of Spain and Andorra, and we're selling very well shirts in different parts of the world, and we really need to think of a strategy of reaching those markets, because because we understand that we are different, we're unique, and people like uniqueness, and people like things that go out of the ordinary, So yeah, we're very happy and excited for that.
So we compared the situation at FC Andorra to Salford, right? A player owns a club and they rise through the ranks from the lower divisions. Now Salford have also faced some opposition that the cash injection that Salford have received somewhat destroys the spirit of competition. How would you react if FC Andorra faced a similar level of opposition? Because FC Andorra's rise has also been fairly meteoric, and it looks set to continue as well.
I mean, I think we've been pretty straightforward in the terms of showing what have been our financial commitments. We took over the club and we paid, I think it was around 250K to pay all debts. Then we invested a good amount of money the first year to promote because we thought it was key. We, at that point in 5th division, had the highest budget of the competition. That's true. Not by that much, but we had the highest of the table. Then we had the opportunity to buy a ticket to promote from 4th to 3rd division, and we took the opportunity. We were the last in the table to have this opportunity, but the other 19 didn't have the resources, and we took that opportunity, or they didn't want to spend that money, so-called. But other than that, right now in our table, if you would take the table, we would be in the mid-low part of the table in terms of budgeting. There's clubs with higher budget than us. It's true that we do not have such a great fan base as many clubs, that they have a lot of income with regards to tickets and season tickets, etc. Some people say that we spend a lot of money, that we are, we how you said that the spirit of competitiveness of the, we go against that. I disagree. I mean, we invested some money, but it's a reasonable amount of money, and we are not at the top of the table on that. It's true that what we like is we like to search for the right players, that they will play the right style for us.
So, I mean, I think one of my last questions would be, how do you, which Vatsal asked that question as well, from a Cosmos perspective, number one, and from a Spanish football perspective, where do you think FC Andorra's biggest contribution would be in the coming days or the coming couple of years?
Wow, the biggest contribution. I think the biggest contribution would be to, similar to what Andorra basketball has done, is, to promote the country within the Spanish boundaries. I mean, I think that Andorra is a small country known by their skiing resorts, and we want to make it known as well for their football team and their football playing style. I think that would be one of the biggest contributions, and also, helping developing the national squad and taking Andorra a bit to the next level. Other than that, what we want is we want to promote. We want to be at the highest level, and to be facing like powerhouses such as Atletico de Madrid, Valencia, Sevilla, Betis. That would be amazing. That's our dream and our goal.
Ferran Vilaseca, it has been absolutely amazing to interview you. What a wonderful project that you are heading. At FootTheBall, we wish you all the very, very best. But I want you to promise me one thing, that when you go up to La Liga, the day that dream comes true, which you dream every night, you will, of course, give your interviews, and Gerard Pique will give his interviews to the Spanish media. But the first foreign media that you will give an interview to will be FootTheBall. And on that note, on this episode of the interview, it was the president of FC Andorra, Ferran Vilaseca, ladies and gentlemen.